Full 4-key memory. Battery or AC powered, only $39.99. Stock up on quality Maxell videotape. Great color reproduction and superb sound, only $388 at your hometown coast-to-coast store.
America's Total Hardware Stores. Coast to coast.
The wildest action-packed rodeo you'll ever see celebrates 10 spectacular years when the world's toughest rodeo returns to Met Center January 22nd through 24th.
To babies about the Kodak Color Watch system.
Psst, babies, learn to talk now. See those big people taking your picture with the wonderful Kodak film? Tell them to get great developing, to look for the Kodak Color Watch seal. Color Watch means great developing. See, this seal says every picture is printed on Kodak paper. Come on, babies, your photos are important. Don't take this lying down. Kodak Color Watch for great developing. You're gonna thank me for it. Goo goo gaga, goo goo dee teepee.
Now, the Twin Cities' fastest growing television news. News 11. With Paul Majors, Diana Pierce, Tom Reiter on sports, and meteorologist Paul Douglas.
Good evening. Topping tonight's News 11, 3 more Minneapolis police employees face charges tonight of drug use, and a 4th already accused of drug use hears about those charges for the very first time.
That brings the number of officers involved in the drug scandal to 9.
3 Minneapolis police employees were fired for alleged drug activity. Officer Linnell Johnson is waiting for a decision from his departmental hearing, and Officer Cozell Harris is awaiting his hearing. Bernie Grace has more on the latest charges.
Officer William Thornburg of the North Minneapolis 4th Precinct and Officer Ronald Findorf, again of the 4th Precinct, were accused of illegal drug activity today, as was Officer Bruce Hansen, who works out of the South Minneapolis 5th Precinct. And Northeast Minneapolis Police Sergeant Dennis Flatgard also had departmental charges brought against him. According to police officials, all 4 are accused of using marijuana. However, unlike others charged in the drug scandal, these officers will continue working the streets. In previous cases, those accused have either been fired or reassigned to desk jobs pending disciplinary hearings. One police official said the 4 charged today are accused of less serious activity than the others. But if it's proven these officers smoked marijuana, the discipline may be just as severe as in the other cases. Deputy Chief Bob Lutz says he favors firing anyone found to have used pot.
Marijuana is against the law, and police officers are sworn to uphold the law. If they are purchasing, possessing, transporting, and using illegal drugs, they are breaking the law, and we cannot tolerate that.
These latest charges bring to 9 the number of Minneapolis Police Department employees accused of illegal drug activity. And Deputy Chief John Locke says he expects sometime next week 1 more officer may be charged, and that will bring to an end this phase of the drug investigation. In Minneapolis, Bernie Grace, News 11.
Disciplinary hearings for the officers will be held in the next couple of weeks.
Police in Algona, Iowa are investigating what is apparently the country's 2nd mass killing in less than a week. 7 people were found dead this afternoon in an Algona home, victims of what authorities believe may have been a murder-suicide, and we hope to have more details at 10. Minneapolis School Superintendent Richard Green has more competition tonight for the job he's being considered for as New York City School Superintendent.
News 11's Dennis Stauffer is in New York tonight. Dennis, what's the latest on the situation?
Well, Paul, Diana, Dr. Green was interviewed by school board members here in New York this morning. He says that conversation went very well, but his chances of being given the job as head of this nation's largest school district here in New York appear to be somewhat weaker than they did just 24 hours ago. That's due partly to the fact that he's from Minneapolis. Protests have been held outside New York School District headquarters this past week, demanding that the job go to someone with New York experience. There's been similar pressure behind the scenes, so today the board expanded the field of candidates to include 3 more people with a New York background. That leaves Green, who had been considered the front runner, somewhere on that list. The New York School District is massive, with an enrollment of 940,000 students. That's more than Minnesota's enrollment statewide. The annual budget is $5.4 billion. The district is more than 80% minority enrollment, and Green had been favored to lead the district in part because he's black. Now, Dr. Green is recognized nationwide for what he's accomplished in Minneapolis. It would certainly be ironic if that proved to be a handicap. News 11's Gil Amundsen reports that Green's roots clearly are in Minneapolis.
51-year-old Richard Green is a product of the educational system he now leads. He attended Minneapolis public schools, returned as a teacher, became a principal, assistant superintendent, and since 1980, superintendent. He's made many changes, closed some schools, opened magnet and alternative schools, and established benchmark testing. Students must pass a test before getting their diploma to prove they've mastered the basic skills. Green has some strong feelings about education and the future.
And unless we have well-educated citizens across all racial groups, democracy cannot work.
During his administration, he's weathered a teacher strike, a city growing old with its younger population drifting to the suburbs, and many other changes. But through it all, he's managed to maintain good relations with the school board and juggle the politics of city government. There are a lot of people who don't want Richard Green to leave Minneapolis, and they'll do their best to keep him. Gil Amundsen, News 11.
A decision on who will fill the New York superintendent post should be made by early next week.
Many of you had to put in a little elbow grease on your car windshield before leaving for work or the store this afternoon. A coating of ice began forming on cars around the Twin Cities around 1 this afternoon. By late afternoon, it took some heavy-duty scraping to get the ice off.
That freezing drizzle falling from the sky is also turning area roads into ice.
News 11's Melissa Young joins us from the east side of St. Paul at a trouble spot. Melissa, what's it like out there?
Well, it's cold and wet, I can tell you that much. Also, we've noticed the Sanders have been making a loop in this area. What you see behind me is what's left of the rush hour traffic heading east out of downtown St. Paul. The eastern half of the metro area had the lion's share of road problems today, especially earlier in the afternoon. Now, one such problem occurred at 35E and Little Canada Road. A tractor-trailer truck tipped over while trying to avoid a two-car accident. As many as 24 more cars slid in. Most were able to drive away. That was one of just many accidents around the area, including one just east of here, a report of a 7-car pileup just east of here. Now, State Patrol says that right now, between the Sanders and the rush hour traffic, the roads are warm enough, so it actually is better now than it was earlier in the day. But as soon as this traffic lightens up a little bit more, this drizzle is likely to freeze up again, and conditions could get very rough later on tonight.
All right, Mel. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Well, ruling for more safety off the road today. The Federal Consumer Agency approved a plan to ban the sale of 3-wheel ATVs. Some dealers are not entirely pleased with the restrictions.
Well, I feel good that the safety issue is going to come out, and it's going to basically force the people to take the safety training, which is very important. I don't believe the 3-wheelers are as dangerous, as personal opinion, as dangerous as people say they are.
Dealers also say they have always promoted safety in brochures advertising their vehicles.
Up next on News 11, get ready for cut downs in carry-ons.
And find out how to cut your tax bill by giving to others.
And giving to these folks help hundreds of area handicapped people. We'll find out why a little bit later on.
It's on now, Wick's Furniture's biggest sale of the year. Everything at Wick's Furniture is reduced, so you save on furniture for every room in your home.
Save big, 10 to 70%.
Timber?
Sale hours, 10 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Be here when the doors open and save like never before in Wick's Furniture's biggest sale of the year.
Wick's, surprisingly Wick's.
When you apply Lorsban 15G rootworm insecticide in front of the covering wheel, you get a band of protection shaped like a T. T-band with Lorsban 15G. You get banded and in-furrow protection from the surface for cutworms to the root zone for rootworms. T-band with seed-safe Lorsban 15G. In conservation or conventional tillage, it's the best way yet to control rootworms, cutworms, wireworms, grubs, and seed corn maggots too. T-band with Lorsban 15G. For corn security.
This week, Target presents the kind of white sale you've been dreaming about. With the lowest prices of the year on cozy cotton flannel sheets. You'll save 40 to 50% on every fun flannel pattern, from playful animals to colorful florals and pastels, even plaid. The white sale at Target.
When winter gets tough, don't let this happen to you.
Fight back with the Champion from Mills Fleet Farm. The Champion is a dual-terminal 12-volt battery Built to take everything winners and dish out. 700 cold cranking amps Be the Champion will start your car no matter what. Pound for pound is the most powerful battery you can buy.
That's one tough battery. It's the Champion.
And anyone can put the Champion in their corner for only $49.99. It's just one of the many special bargains as we celebrate 88 at Mills Fleet Farm.
Folks stranded at Twin Cities International Airport for days are going home tonight. Hundreds of people spent long layovers in the Twin Cities after snowstorms closed many airports around the country. Continental, United, and Northwest Airlines are all expected to get the last remaining passengers to Denver off the ground by this evening. And starting Friday, getting carry-on baggage on board your flight gets restricted. Federal Aviation Administration orders to crack down on carry-on starts for the new year. Each airline has slightly different restrictions. Northwest Airlines says it will limit passengers to 2 carry-ons each, but may allow more if there's extra room on the flight.
On the Mary Watch tonight, business editor Mary Stuckey still hasn't had her baby, so she's here once again with tonight's Dollars and Cents.
Where did they get that picture? I love it.
Kind of nice. Now, when is your baby due?
Well, technically today, I guess. That's what my doctor says. But you look at different calendars, you get different results. Who knows? It's not here yet.
So far
we know
you haven't
that.
had any results
No,
yet, so.
that's right. But we do have results in dollars and cents, so let's do that one. The tumble Wall Street took this fall has now shown up in a major measuring stick of the economy. The index of leading economic indicators dropped 1.7% in November. That's the largest decline in more than 6 years. Stock prices are one of the 11 statistics that make up the index. The bad news, though, did not seem to affect the Dow Jones average today. It closed at 1950.10. That's up 23.21. In business news tonight, President Reagan says he'll appoint 3M board chairman Alan Jacobson to a 2-year term as a member of the advisory committee for trade negotiations. And Northwest Airlines says it will buy 3 more Boeing 757s for its fleet. Well, time is quickly running out to squeeze in those last-minute tax breaks, but Steve Crowley says there are still some 11th-hour charitable donations you can make for a lighter tax bill.
One man's junk is another man's treasure, often a tax break to boot. Donating things to charity now, old clothes, furniture, books, appliances, almost anything useful before New Year's is a smart last-minute tax move with a small catch. For 1987, we'll have to itemize on Schedule A to write off charitable contributions of cash or property on our 1040s. Hardly anything was sacred under tax reform. Last year, it didn't matter if we itemized or not. At this late date in 1987, gifts to qualified, bona fide charities are among the easiest tax breaks around. Of course, they're always ready and willing to take cash. Write a check now before New Year's, even for next year's pledge. When we're giving property, we have to estimate the fair market value, what the item is really worth today. If it's worth more than $500, be sure to file Tax Form 8283. It is better to give than receive. Did you donate your time to a qualified charity this year? Unreimbursed out-of-pocket expenses qualify for a deduction. Always count your mileage to and from the charity, worth 12 cents a mile. I'm Steve Crowley with your Money Report.
And as always, if you have a question for Steve, send it to Box 111, Minneapolis. The zip is 55440. You might have noticed this ad in the paper this morning. It's an ad talking about Leinenkugel's beer, which, as you know, was sold to the Miller Brewing Company not too long ago. Leine's are, I guess, a kind of a cult beer around here, and there are a lot of people who were concerned that the beer might change, and Miller is trying to reassure us that your Leine is going to stay the same.
Well, it's
despite the sale.
Good news, and good news for Ray Scott, who does
He'll be doing those
voice
commercials,
of
huh?
Leinenkugels, yeah, so he's probably appreciative of that. Thanks,
No
Mary.
kidding. Okay.
Up next on News 11, a batch of freezing drizzle drops down on Minnesota. Paul Douglas will tell us how long it's going to last.
And later, calling these operators at this number could mean the difference for hundreds of people in Twin Cities area. You'll find out why next.
Now, Northland Ford year-end sale tempo special packages can mean savings as much as $14.55. It's the perfect time for year-end savings on America's best quality, best built cars and trucks. Quality values like the built in the Northland Ranger Super Cabs. Look for cashback and preferred equipment packages that can mean savings of over $1,700. And no one but your Northland Ford dealer can bring you year-end savings on the best-selling car in the world, Ford Escort. Cashback and package savings as much as $10.88. Hurry, it all ends Saturday.
Leaky water heaters, broken pipes, drippy faucets, all potential plumbing problems. So who do you call when you need help fast? Roto-Rooter, the same name you call to clear a clogged sewer, sink, or drain. Roto-Rooter, quality, guaranteed plumbing services 7 days a week, Saturday and Sunday, from a name you've known and trusted for over 50 years. Roto-Rooter, reliable plumbers you can count on.
That's the name, and away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
Ugh. Why can't I ever take decent pictures? Where did I go wrong?
Maybe to the wrong photo finisher. Look, if they gave you bum photos, ProX will fix them. Free. Bring us your most disappointing pictures, plus their negatives, and we'll reprint a few, just to show you how much better ProX makes them look.
See, I can take decent pictures.
ProX. You won't be disappointed.
Maybe I should turn pro.
In our coast-to-coast store, the customer knows he can get a good value and he'll have service after we sell him the product.
Save now during the store-wide sale on Mastercraft high-energy batteries. Easy to install with a convenient grabber handle. Extra power for sure and safe starts in any climate. 72, 60, and 40-month batteries all on sale now at your hometown coast-to-coast store.
America's total hardware stores, coast to coast.
Around the Lovin' Country tonight, many people are taking advantage of the Christmas break. In Duluth, ice fishing is catching on. Anglers have set up a shop on St. Louis Bay, and fisher folks say northerns have been nibbling. And in St. Paul, visitors to Ramsey House learned how to cook a holiday meal in the style of the 1870s. The house is decked out for the season, and the holiday cooking tour includes a sampling of roast pig and other holiday treats from 100 years ago.
Looking through the window of the backyard here, there's still a light dusting of something coming down out there.
A little of everything out there. We have a little light snow, a little sleet, a little freezing rain. One of the advantages of backyardology when the weather is inclement, every once in a while I get to show off these designer totes.
Ooh, they're back.
They're back. Now, Paul gives me a hard time about these, and I don't know why.
I wear totes too, though, but you have those weird totes.
No, but they look like real shoes, don't they?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
We're fooling people in the newsroom with
this. As long as
this.
you're planning on landing on the moon or something, they look like real shoes.
Tell you what, they work.
They do. True.
They will keep me upright. One of these days, I'm going to go out that door and stay tuned.
And I'll be there to catch you.
Yeah. Right. Let's check that live shot from St. Paul. You'll need your totes. You'll need some help staying upright tonight. A dangerous mix possible later on. We have glaze ice now. I'm getting these things on. Okay, now we're all right. We have the freezing rain, which Melissa already told you about, glaze ice. On top of that, later tonight, we will get a couple of inches of snow, which is going to mean seeing the slick spots will be nearly impossible. It's really, I guess, the worst possible combination on the highways. The bottom line, as you head out this evening, give yourself plenty of extra time to get from point A to point B. Right now, it's 33 degrees. Down at Twin Cities International, just above the freezing mark. Most of the main roads are just wet, but later tonight temperatures will be diving, tumbling into the teens. And you may want to scrape some of the slush and goop off your sidewalk, driveway, because it's going to become a permanent part of your sidewalk or driveway by this time tomorrow. Coldest air mass of the season on the way. Today, under gray skies, a bright start gave way to some freezing drizzle this afternoon. 33 this hour. 19 the low this morning, 400th of an inch of precipitation. Freezing drizzle, 33. Again, most of that freezing drizzle now outside of the metro. The wind chill, 13. That's nothing. You haven't seen anything yet. The humidity, 87, and the barometer now falling. Here's the sequence since breakfast time this morning. Sunshine for breakfast time, but the clouds quickly came in. Gulf moisture passing up and over. Heavy snow on the ground. Literally squeezed the moisture out of the air in the form of freezing drizzle, and the roads did become icy indeed. The thickest clouds producing the heaviest snow still to our west across the Dakotas. Near blizzard conditions right now in Pierre and Sioux Falls. The worst travel will be west of Minneapolis and St. Paul tonight. The big view from coast to coast, you can see exactly why we are concerned. There comes the trough of low pressure. Once it passes on by, winds will turn around to the northwest. Temperatures will tumble later on tonight, and the freezing drizzle will end as a period of snow. We're not going to get walloped. It's not going to be a snowy bludgeoning, maybe 1 or 2 inches of snow. 3 in a few spots possible. And then the coldest air mass of the season yet will begin draining into Minnesota later tonight. Wind chills tomorrow down in the 20 to 40 below range. Some serious cold. Freezing rain across much of central Minnesota. A changeover to snow now. Alexandria, Redwood Falls, Mankato should be changing over in the cities after about 8 o'clock. And again, just a couple of inches of snow possible by morning. Travel not recommended. Parts of South Dakota, blizzard warnings in effect there. Ice to snow later on this evening. Tomorrow, if it's any consolation, the flurries taper off. It may clear out late, but temperatures really taking a nosedive. The forecast tonight, there is an advisory in effect for freezing drizzle, 1 to 2 inches of snow possible later on. And then tomorrow, blustery winds, bitter winds, flurries giving way to clearing, temperatures falling through the teens. A low tomorrow night of 4 below to 10 below. The coldest night of the season yet. 11 on Friday, 17 Saturday, maybe 19 by Sunday. You may enjoy the January outlook. We've never seen anything quite like it, and we'll explain why tonight at 10.
Well, now give us a hint.
No, Mr. Majors, you have to tune in at 10.
Oh, come on. Please.
Just a hint.
It's a cheap ploy to get you to watch the 10 o'clock news.
We don't have a choice.
That's true. Set your VCRs.
We'll have to rough you up between now and 10.
That's right. A decision tonight that will help 250 mentally challenged adults keep their jobs. The Hennepin County Commissioners voted today to give Opportunity Workshop the $270,000 it requested. The agency assists the disabled find jobs. It also provides transportation to and from work, along with the counseling people need to maintain their positions.
Time is running out, and we need your help tonight to make life livable for scores of handicapped people in the Twin Cities area. We're asking you to donate to the Courage Center. Joyce Vincent remembers how impossible life was before Courage Center engineers renovated her home. Now she can use her kitchen for cooking meals rather than an obstacle course. And many people like Joyce still need help from the center, but its help can only happen with your generosity. So right now, people from the Courage Center are patiently waiting for your phone call. Their number here at KARE is 593-9211. Please give them a call, and you can make a difference in a lot of lives.
Still ahead on News 11, Viking quarterback Wade Wilson tells his side of the starting quarterback controversy.
And you'll meet a determined teen hoping to become the next mayor of Wausau, Wisconsin.
You know, I heard that they're going to build a skyway system to connect all the Mexican restaurants in the Twin Cities.
Oh, that's a good idea. Say, did you hear about those killer ladybugs coming up from South America? Be here any day now.
I'm prepared.
I tell you, I read last week, Wisconsin just developed a new car, runs on processed cheese.
Sure, my brother-in-law already bought one. Okay, but did you hear that Entertainment Tonight is on Channel 11 at 6:30 Monday through Friday?
Entertainment Tonight, weeknights on TV 11.
Amazing. Incredible.
Now, Oldsmobile meets your challenge with the right cars at the right price by making it possible for Oldsmobile dealers to pass along savings on selected new 1988 models equipped with air conditioning. Oldsmobile meets your challenge with savings up to $775 on Cutlass Sierra, up to $775 on Delta 88, or get $600 savings on Cutlass Calais. Combined with Oldsmobile option package savings, your total savings could add up to $1,575, depending on the model you choose. See your participating Oldsmobile dealer for details now.
It's Alaskan Fur's after Christmas sale, and now our everyday low fur prices are reduced even further. A fur selection and prices like you've never seen before. Designer names like Oscar de la Renta, Adolfo, Christian Dior, and many more are on sale below our everyday low prices. Come select the fur of your choice at our new salon at 7808 Normandale, the intersection of 494 and 100 Highway in Bloomington. Hurry in, because this incredible sale ends December 31st.
Somewhere in all these dusty law books, a great idea got lost. The idea that law is for people, and people should be able to afford it. At Hyatt Legal Services, we took the fear out of legal fees. You can consult with one of our lawyers for just $20. And for cases like divorce, wills, accidents, and bankruptcy, we tell you our fee up front. I'm Joel Hyatt, and you have my word on it. We took the fear out of legal fees across the country and in your neighborhood.
Vikings quarterback Tommy Kramer has been given back his driver's license. Kramer's license was revoked indefinitely July 24th after he was stopped by Bloomington police after leaving a local restaurant apparently intoxicated. Now today, a district court judge ruled that police did not have sufficient grounds to stop Kramer. Now he can drive at all times and not just to work.
Tom Ryther continues his vacation. Jeff Passold is here with sports. You're going to talk about the Vikings.
And Tommy Kramer. All right, after a break yesterday, the Vikings returned to practice today, preparing for Sunday's playoff game at New Orleans. Coach Jerry Burns finally talked about the quarterback situation today and says even though Tommy Kramer hasn't started the last two games, he has the experience to win.
I got feeling that it's a type of game and maybe that Tommy may have a little bit more background, a little more experience for than Wade, but I expect both quarterbacks to play, and I've got confidence in both of them.
Well, I'm naturally a little disappointed, but that's a decision that the coaches have made, and I'm going to withhold comment right now because it's a critical game, and I'm going to put the game ahead of my personal feelings right now. And I hope to have a chance to talk with the coaches and management after the season.
A close call for Heisman Trophy winner Tim Brown of Notre Dame. Brown was involved in a car accident in Dallas where the Fighting Irish are preparing for their New Year's Day Cotton Bowl matchup with Texas A&M. Brown's car was nearly totaled, but the star receiver escaped without injury. In bowl action tonight, 2 games out on the West Coast. Iowa takes on Wyoming in the Holiday Bowl at San Diego. And in Anaheim, California, Air Force will meet Arizona State at the Freedom Bowl. And according to reports out of Columbus, Ohio, Arizona State coach John Cooper will be leaving ASU following tonight's Freedom Bowl matchup to accept the head coaching job at Ohio State. Cooper has neither confirmed nor denied the report, meaning it's more than likely going to happen. And one other coaching vacancy was filled today. Kansas has named Glenn Mason their new football coach. Mason had been at Kent State. Twins fans hoping to see free agent pitcher Jack Morris in a Twins uniform can pretty much put those hopes to rest. The Detroit Tigers confirmed today they have signed Morris to an estimated 2-year, $4 million deal. But then again, at age 32, maybe Jack Morris is probably too young to be pitching for the Twins, who currently have a pair of 43-year-olds, and Carlton and Necro, and a 37-year-old this year, Bert Blyleven. Couple of big back-to-back games for the North Stars tonight and tomorrow. The Stars take on the Blackhawks in Chicago tonight as they try to get some sort of hot streak going. Tomorrow night, the two teams will have a rematch at Met Center. No searching for a hot streak as far as the Gopher basketball squad is concerned. Tonight, the Gophers will go after their 5th straight win when they host Grambling at Williams Arena. They should get it. Grambling has won just 1 game all year. And the Strikers will be looking for their 4th win in a row at the Met tonight, hosting Los Angeles in MISL action. We will have highlights of all of those games.
What is Wade saying when he says he'll talk to the coaches and management after the season?
Well, I think it's pretty obvious. Wade is probably going to say, if I'm not going to play, let me go somewhere else where I can be the starting quarterback. It might end up helping the Vikings quite a bit. Wade, a great guy, but you can't blame him for wanting to see a starting role.
Yeah, it's been a rough year for both quarterbacks.
Yeah, it's been a strange year.
There's a teenager in Wausau, Wisconsin, who's doing what could be the stuff of fictional storytelling. Rick Thomas, a senior at West High School, is running for mayor. Wisconsin Bureau reporter Eric Olson met up with Rick on the campaign trail.
And they went
Rick Thomas and Scott Urbanski are seniors at West High School in Wausau. Both are on vacation from school. So what are they doing with books and notes?
We were kind of thinking maybe in our platform we could put something.
What they're doing isn't schoolwork. Rick and Scott are planning campaign strategy. Rick Thomas is running for mayor of Wausau. He may only be 18 years old, but Rick already knows how to get votes.
Hello. My name is Rick Thomas. I don't know if you've heard, I'm seeking nomination for mayor of Wausau.
Rick's getting residents here to sign his campaign petition so he can get his name on the spring ballot. So far, he's doing pretty well, putting in his miles, ringing lots of doorbells, and running into folks who already spot him as kid candidate.
The guy that's going to run for
I'm
mayor.
the guy running for mayor.
Well, you know one thing, you're too young yet.
Well, I'm 18. I'm just trying to get people interested more than anything. I'm really not trying to win so much.
That I know.
Rick's running for mayor because he wants young adults to become more involved in politics.
There's not enough people voting, especially the young people. We're kind of taking advantage politically because we don't vote. And so I decided to run, get people interested.
If Rick Thomas should win, he'll have one big decision to make right off the bat, whether to become mayor or go to college in the fall. Stay tuned. In Wausau, Eric Olson, News 11, the Wisconsin Bureau.
4 other candidates for mayor will square off in a February primary.
Tough decision.
Yeah, college or being mayor.
Yeah.
That'll do it for us. We'll see you back here at 10.
Good night.
Toyotathon is rolling, but it ends soon. Your Toyota dealer selling nearly 90,000 cars, trucks, and vans, saving you millions of dollars. Listen.
Coast to coast, Toyota dealers are saving buyers hundreds, even 1,000 or more.
I saved 1,000.
Me save 600. They're excited.
See how much you can save. Your Toyota dealer is staying open late, but you've got to hurry. Toyotathon 88 ends soon at your Toyota dealer.
Our coast-to-coast store is constantly growing. I just don't think there's any substitute for just good old-fashioned customer service.
Store and charge cordless power tools with this convenient Vermont American recharging storage shelf. Only $23.99. Save on Amoco oil. Hardworking oil for hardworking engines. Choice of multi-weights just 79 cents a quart during the store-wide sale at your hometown coast-to-coast store.
America's total hardware stores, coast to coast.
I didn't get the piano I wanted for Christmas, but that's okay.
This Friday through Monday, Schmidt's huge New Year's weekend warehouse sale.
I'm celebrating the new year by saving on my piano.
Over 600 pianos gathered from all 18 Schmidt stores. Used pianos, new grands, and savings on every Kawai vertical and grand in stock.
This weekend only, Schmidt's warehouse sale.
Plus a great selection of organs and keyboards. Take 694 to Shingle Creek in Brooklyn Center, left at Freeway Boulevard.
Call or see your paper for details.
I'm John Stone.
And I'm Amy Powell. Thursday morning, new research shows saunas may not be safe.
And a look at New Year's weekend entertainment on Sunrise at 6.